Okay, so the back of worksheet 21.3. The front of worksheet 21.3 is a Desmos demonstration done in class. So you see a shifting of the graph. So here we have these different log functions. Log 2 of x, log 2, log 2, log 2. So these are all base 2. And then we just have these different shifting. Plus 2, parentheses x plus 2, minus 4, parentheses x minus 4. So we should know that a plus 2 and a minus 4 like this, when it's outside of the parentheses, shifts the graph up or down. These ones inside the parentheses would shift it left or right. So the x plus 2 is the only one that moves the graph up. So if I look at the graphs here, this one had to have been shifted down, this one had to have been shifted to the left, this one was shifted to the right. So this is the only one that could represent the one that's shifted up. So this one is log 2 of x plus 2. This one had to have been shifted down, so that must be this one. Log 2 of x minus 4. This one had to have been shifted to the left, so that has to be this one here, the x plus 2, so it must have been 2 units to the left. So this one is log 2 of x plus 2. This one had to have been shifted 4 units to the right, so that would be this one right here, so this one comes down. The equation of the asymptote. This asymptote is straight up and down right here, so that would be x equals 0. If you're having trouble with knowing whether it's x or y equals 0, what you can do is test a couple of different points. Just choose them at random. Say this point right here. That's at 1, 2, 3. Negative 4, comma 0. I'm sorry, 0, comma negative 4. Or if I chose a point up here, let's say way up here, that would be 0, comma 8. Anyways, what is the one that is 0? It is the x value that is 0. So the equation that goes like this is x equals 0. Once you know this one is x equals 0, then if an asymptote is like this, it would be y equals 0. Now this one appears to be approaching right here, but the reality is because it slants up, it just goes really, really fast this way, but it continues to grow. So this is not an asymptote. Again, only this one's an asymptote. It's just this graph having slid down, so it's still an equation of x equals 0. The asymptote for this one was here. It's now been shifted back here. So that must be at x equals negative 2. Therefore, the equation of this one must be at x equals positive 4. Now our domains. It starts here. The D, domain and range, is like x and y values. So domain is all positive, or you could say x is greater than 0. And your range is all the y values, so that is all the real numbers. Here, it's the same thing. All it did was shift the values a little bit, but it didn't change the range or the domain. So this is x greater than 0, and this is all real. Now here, our range is still the same up and down, so that's all real. However, we now have some additional x values, so starting at negative 2. So x greater than negative 2. And over here, we still have all the range, so that's still all real. But now we limit it starting here, going that way, so x greater than 4.